Welcome to Unshakeable with Human Design, the show dedicated to helping entrepreneurs use human design to shift from hustle to flow without sacrificing results. Come here to become an unshakable human and build an unshakable business according to your human design. I'm your host, Nicole. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Unshakeable with Human Design, everybody. I am your host, Nicole. I am excited to be here with you. It's a good day. I'm having a good hair day. Not that you can see it, but I'm very excited about it. It's making me feel good. I'm just in a really good place and I'm having a great time. You may hear some noise in the background. If you do, that's because my kitchen is being installed. They're actually doing work. So this is good noise. So again, reasons why I am feeling good and why if you hear a little bit of banging, a little bit of drilling or something like that, funny noises in the background, that's what it is. It's progress. My house is getting prettier. So let's dive in. Today, I am coming to you with a listener and client question. I actually hear this a lot, but this came from a client who just signed on with me. We were talking and I was like, this is something that comes up so often. I want to talk about it on the show because there's a few ways that we can look at it and we're going to look at them in 3 ways. So I have 3 points that I'm going to highlight for you inside this episode. And the question or the point that came up is, I'm following my human design. I'm doing all the stuff, but my business isn't making money. Or the other variation on that is I'm doing what I love according to my human design. I feel like I'm following my human design, but money isn't coming through the thing that I'm doing for my business. This particular client was like, it comes other ways. I get money other ways. I have other ways that I make money. I have other things that bring in money. And for a lot of us, I hear as well, is it comes through my partner. So my partner will get a great big bonus when I feel like I'm in the energy of receiving, but I don't get it. So this is something that I hear all the time. And I'm going to go through 3 areas where the kink might be in the hose that's keeping you from pulling money in your business. And the first 2 are going to be a little bit broader in scope. And then the third point is going to be very specifically hard-hitting. This is the human design take on it, okay? So I want to wrap up with the human design part because I think that we can get a little lost, and I want to cover the other 2 foundational pieces first before we get into everything else. Now, if this is a topic that interests you, if this is something that you're like, you know what, I have this problem, money and manifesting and attracting, I feel like I've put a lot of effort into it, but it's not working. We do have a free guide for you as well that is kind of a companion to this episode and to this topic in general. It's something that I wanted to create to give you guys something to take home with you to start working on. So if you're interested in that free guide on manifesting by your human design, then please DM me the word manifest on Instagram. I'm at Nicole Official, and we'll send you that free guide. We'll send you the link for it so that you can download it. Otherwise, we're going to dive in here. That's a nice companion to this. That's a nice extra piece if you want to take this a step further. Okay. So like I said, I want to go through these 3 points. I want to take this through 3 areas where the issue might be lying for this. Why isn't money coming through my business? It comes through my partner. It comes through other sources. But my business, I feel like that's the area where I have the toughest time, right? So like I said, I'm going to go through 3 points where this might be happening and might be causing this. So the first thing that I want to say is money is money. If money is coming, don't shoot yourself in the foot and start to feel bad that money isn't coming the way that you wanted it to come and shifting your energy, getting funky energy about money. And I want you to just think about it like you're spitting in the face of the universe. You've asked for money. You got what you asked for. It didn't come exactly how you thought it would come. So maybe you just need to say, okay, we're getting closer. Reveal to me, why is this not coming the way that I had hoped or thought that it would? But be grateful. Don't forget to be grateful. Because again, you're saying, I'm shifting my energy. I'm attracting. I'm working on expanding my energy field. I'm working on calling in something more for myself. I feel like I'm doing the energetic work. And yeah, you did. So be grateful for it. Say thank you. Thanks. We're getting closer. Now show me how I can do that through other avenues, right? So that's the first one is don't forget to be grateful. And this is an analogy I used with a client of mine a long time ago, where I was like, what if you walked in the restaurant and you put in an order and you looked at the menu and you said, I don't want anything that's on this menu. I would like, and you come up with this completely bespoke meal. You're like, I would like a steak and I would like it cooked like this. And I would like these toppings and I would like this sauce and I would like these sides. And it's none of the stuff that they had on the menu. You're not asking for a slight substitution. You're giving them a dish that you want them to create. And they go back and they create it and they bring it out. It's 90% there and you throw it against the wall. Do you think they want to make you anything else? No. If you say, thank you, I think this is almost perfect. I'm going to eat this next time. This is what I want. What a better experience for everybody. How would you feel? Would they want to make you anything else if you threw the plate against the wall and said, I'm not eating this garbage, but it was 90% there? Be grateful. Be grateful for what's coming. And a lot of people say that they're grateful, but energetically, again, this is the difference between mind and energy. Your energy, if inside you're truly disappointed, energetically you're disappointed, it doesn't matter what your mind is thinking. Yeah, I'm grateful, but there's a but, you're not really grateful. So work on that first. That's the first thing, is work on that honest to goodness gratitude for the fact that like, yes, thank you. Thank you. And then I want you to look at it through this next point. This next point is the path of least resistance. So money shows up, everything shows up through the path of least resistance. You put out an energetic frequency, you put out a call, and that order gets put in with the universe and now it's coming to you. It's going to try to get to you in the fastest, most efficient way possible, right? That's why it's coming to you through somebody else potentially. So open yourself up to that. I must somehow not be open to receiving it in the way that I want to. So look at that. Do you have a channel open to receive money through your business? Are you just posting and praying? Is there fine tuning that needs to be done in the actual strategy of your business? This is where I did an episode back in September on the energetics of business, which was like the energetics of a funnel, and how having a funnel and having a functioning funnel, I refer to them like a channel, having a channel for money to come to you, for the universe to say, well, there's always this open pipeline to get things through to you. And is it built? Is it there? And are you paying attention to it? Are you putting your attention on it? Or are you like, I built it and I'm not going to do anything with it? I've been guilty of that. I've built things and then moved on. Hello, Manny Jens. With our multi-passionate beings that we are, we move on to the next thing. And then we wonder why the other stuff isn't working. Well, we're not putting any attention on it. We didn't really build it to the point where it could serve itself. And from a very basic, we're not going to go into like full funnel building here. This is what I do inside the Unshakeable Mastermind. This is what we did in the podcast masterclass. We talked about building a funnel. That's what I do with this podcast. Is there a way from a very high level, simplest point of view, is there a way for you to have new people find you, to nurture those people, and for them to buy something from you? Are all these things connected? Do all these things make sense? Does this work where the same person who found you is being nurtured in a way that suits them? And are you delivering them an offer for a product or service or something that is somewhere in alignment with that person's needs and desires? Really, really simple. It's easier said than done. Building that is a separate thing. But do you have that basic structure in place? Is there a way for people to come into your funnel? Is there a way for you to nurture them and move them down your funnel? Is there a way for you to convert them into something paid? Does that exist in your business? And are you putting attention, love, and energy into that without necessarily dying over it? It doesn't mean you have to be pouring all of your energy into it, but are you loving on the thing? Are you reminding the universe that it exists? Are you putting your energy and attention on it at all? Look at that, because there are strategic aspects to it. You have to take action in order for the universe to meet you halfway. You have to do your part, and your part is this part of opening channels, having ways for people to buy from you, having a website. You don't have to have all of these things. You pick the pieces that feel right to you strategically, but they do have to be built. You can't be like, there's no clients coming and you have one program that is high ticket, and I want high ticket clients, but you actually don't have a way that you're meeting those people. You don't have a message that connects with them, and you don't have a way for them to be brought in and nurtured in order to buy that from you. You're not actually persuading them along the way, inspiring them along the way. And there's no way that you're meeting those people and actually bringing them into your funnel. This is what a podcast does. This is why I have this show. I mean, I have the show because I love delivering this content to you and I live for human design. But this show provides listeners, which provides buyers, which provides people onto my email list, and I nurture and convert them into different various paid products. That's what I do. It is the engine of my business. It is the heart of the ecosystem of my business. Do you have even one piece of that built? It doesn't have to be a podcast. It can be anything you want. That's just the method that works best for me. It happens to be very tailored to my design, but it doesn't have to be that. It doesn't have to be any one specific thing. It's whatever is right for you. But do you have any piece of that built where there's some clear, unimpeded way for people to make it into your world, nurture and convert? Does that exist? If it doesn't, then that would be where I would put my attention. That might be why. Might be like, I have my business built. Do you really? Or is it all dependent on you spending specific time? Is it all dependent on you hopping on and meeting people belly to belly and then you having to have a sales call with them? That would be where, if you don't feel like you can handle all of that work, if you're not meeting enough people, if you aren't booking enough sales calls, if those things aren't happening, your belief that this will work is probably diminished. Probably feels like a Hail Mary that somebody's going to end up in your program. And that's where you need to put your work first. Strategically build it out and energetically open yourself up to that channel working. The third thing, now let's get into the human design aspect of this, okay? Let's just talk very briefly about what human design does. Human design, at its core, strategy and authority, it's opening up your energy field. That's what it's doing. It's saying, this is your energetic field, dependent on your type. Each type has its own energetic aura quality. That's why you have a different strategy for each one. And we have different authorities to make decisions so that our energy field is remaining open and strong. So when your energy field is open and strong, you are able to attract more of what you want rather than what you don't want. So first of all, if you're attracting anything that's good for you, again, go back to that first point, be grateful. It's working. Something is going right. You're doing something right. Now you just need to look and fine tune that frequency. You're attracting more of what you want. Now it's time to fine tune that frequency. Now, how do we fine tune it? Are you really following strategy and authority? Because most people are not. They think they are, but they have an idea. And if you didn't listen to my episode with Lexi Maitland, which was last week, go back and listen to that because she talks about how she had an idea. She wanted to be a coach. And she looked at her human design and looked at her incarnation cross. Was like, yes, cool. I'm supposed to be a coach. Confirmed. What I want is correct. And we can do that. We can try to engineer what confirms that what I want is right for me. So now here I go. And then when it doesn't work out right, we start to make it a head game and we start to wonder, why isn't this working? Maybe this isn't right for me. I think I followed strategy and authority. Rather than just letting the experiment be feedback. I get a yes. Okay, I'm going to move on that. Not, I think I want this. Now I'm going to wait to see if the universe gives me these signs for it. Because that is a fine line, but that ends up usually taking you more where your mind wants to go than where strategy and authority is really leading you. So projectors, are you really being recognized for the thing that you're moving toward? Are you really feeling like your energy has been invited into the thing that you're doing? Does it feel open and easy for you or not? Generators, are you really lit up by what you're doing? Do you really enjoy it? Is it really fun for you? Or did you just think it would work and it would deliver you a result? Manifestors, is this really something you feel called to do or not? Reflectors, do you really feel like this is something that is speaking to you? Are you being called into a community? Are you really being pulled? Did you really wait? Have you really sat with this? And do you feel clear about where you're going? Have you been called into a group? All of these things at the very basic level, most people are forcing a little bit or engineering the path more than allowing the path to unfold. So that's the first thing. The second thing is, are you really in flow or are you forcing? So a little similar to the last point, but slightly different. Are you remaining in that energetic flow or are you pushing? Because this happens too. We get it correct, yes. We get invited into the thing. We're moving in the direction. Strategy and authority did guide us here. But now we're pushing and we're trying to make it happen. You're learning to ride the wave. Really pay attention to your energy. And is your energy really in the thing that you're doing? Does it really feel good? Because it should. It should feel good. The way that I can describe it, the difference for me is it doesn't ever feel forced. And if it feels forced, then I know that now is not the right time to do that particular thing or the right place to put my energy in that moment. Doesn't mean it's wrong completely. I'm just going to pay very particular attention to my energy when I encounter that piece of my business or whatever it is that I'm doing. And I'm going to be looking for that energetic feedback. I'm going to be looking for the responses rather than going into my head and starting to question everything that I'm doing and running down that rabbit hole. That's exactly what your mind wants you to do. And that will take you out of the energy. That's what I mean. If you're in it 1 minute, but then you spend time in your mind and you let that mess with the frequency, that's going to mess with your ability to receive. That's going to mess with your ability to manifest through the thing that you're doing because you're still kind of white knuckling it. You're still trying to control it a bit. And your mind is doing that. The more you let the mind relax, the more the mind gets out of it and just becomes a fun tool to play with. It has ideas, it has insights, it has opinions. The more we can play with the mind, be inspired, but not let it run the show. And this is where experimentation comes in, because I can explain this to you, but until you feel it, it's very difficult for you to really grasp what it means. If you've ever gone to the gym with a personal trainer or something, and you've done an exercise 1,000,000 times, but then the trainer says that you're doing it wrong, your form is off. And they point to an area, they go, you should feel it right here. So that muscle memory where you're like, oh, now I know what it feels like to do it right. You will know much faster when you are not doing it right, when you are out of alignment. So those moments of experimentation and understanding, oh, now I really know what that feels like. It's priceless. So don't be so precious with it. Just play a little bit and don't shift into your head where you start to wonder if you're doing it wrong. This is where something like the Human Design Lab, this is what it's built for, our membership, is to help you formulate that space where it's safe to experiment and you can ask questions and get feedback. But if you're doing this on your own, which you can, just be gentle with yourself and recognize that the more you are in your signature of your type, the more you are attracting things to you, the right things to you, the things that you want. And everything is feedback. So I hope that you found this helpful. I hope that you liked this episode. I hope that this answered a question maybe that was on your mind. If you want to get that free guide on manifesting by your human design, please DM me the word manifest on Instagram. I'm at Nicole Lano Official. Just DM me that word. We will send you the link. It will be a bot, but I will follow up with you. I jump in there and I say hi, but we'll get that to you in a split second because the bot will send it to you right away. Also, we'll have it linked out here in the show notes. So if you would prefer to go to the show notes directly, just do that and we'll take you over to the page and have you grab that free guide. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for making it all the way to the end of the episode. Remember, in order to have an unshakable business, you must first become an unshakable human. So thank you for letting us help you on your journey of becoming unshakable with human design, everybody. We'll see you next time. If you love this episode and you're a fan of the show, please show us the love on iTunes, Spotify, or wherever you're listening to the show and leave us a review. And if you'd like to connect with other entrepreneurs on their human design journey, join our free Facebook community, Human Design for Entrepreneurs. Go to NicoleLano.me/podcast links to join the group, book a human design reading with me, or access our free human design resources. We'll see you there.